Hello Libras, and welcome to your February reading. First I'm going to give you the general energies of what Spirit wants to talk to you about this month that is available for you if you want. And then after I do a little bonus reading for love with the Lenormand cards. So first, I meditated on your energy, Libras, and what Spirit wants to talk to you about this month. The first two cards that came out together, I have the Nine of Wands and the Four of Swords. That tells me that probably starting last month, or for some of you could have been like a very long process of healing our old wounds, our old battles that some we won, some we failed, but of the way that we used to do things, what it brought us, the confrontations that we had to go through. It's the wounded warrior. And with the Four of Swords, it's that going within ourselves, and with the Sword of Truth, with the understanding or a new level of consciousness, healing those disappointments, and that, see, they're on the wall. Like one would put, we put the crest of our family on the wall, we put the family pictures, we put the awards we had, but we also put the pains we went through on our wall. So the sword that is under him, it's to try to understand that through spirituality, through growth, through inner self-care, inner attention, is in prayer. And so this process of healing old wounds there, of the wounded warrior. After that, I have the Two of Pentacles, the Ace of Cup, and the Knight of Pentacles. So, Two of Pentacles, right away, this is Jupiter in Capricorn. Capricorn, we know, rules Saturn, rules the karmic father, the one that gives us lessons through life, lessons that often we have to learn with a slap behind the head. That's the Saturn way. So, in the Two of Pentacles, Jupiter is enhancing that energy. And what Capricorn is asking is to be funneled and focused into what is the most efficient, positive for you. So if there's a pentacle of the way you used to see, envision your matrix, your 3D reality there, and the new way that you are going to get this month, and you are not letting go of one, then you are doomed to repeat there. So that's why, we call it the dance of Shiva, where one thing has to be destroyed in order to create a new thing. One has to be centered. And because when we're not, look how the emotions go up and down, and it is impossible for those boats to come to shore. That means it's impossible for us to receive from the universe, from the moves we make. It's all waiting there because nothing is grounded, nothing is stable. So there's that process, and this happens often when we're in the process of healing, because we need to let go of our old pains and wounds in order to absorb completely a different vibration, not holding two vibrations at the same time. When we let go of our old pains, it creates a pocket, an empty space that needs to be filled up. And that's when the transition happens, because there's no empty space in life. So that space, by removing those wounds, with what does it need to be filled? It needs to be filled with a higher level of self-love and care. This would be like the balm that we put on the wound. This is filling that space of our identity with the widening of the heart that can receive a higher level of love, of peace, of serenity, creativity. This is all in the Ace of Cups. And here, by keeping only one pentacle, the new pentacle, we continue forward into building up ourselves slowly but surely in a grounded manner. Ninth of Pentacle. So here there's a whole process happening here. And the last card is the Queen of Cups. And that's your feminine. That's the one that allows that cup to come in, that knows the value of that cup. So it's kind of the integration of that process here to solidify it and activate a higher level of your feminine watery side. Even we all have the queens inside of us, even if you're air there, Libra. So how is this going to show up? Under our wounded warrior and our healing, it is a spiritual healing here, I see, because of the High Priestess. And the High Priestess talks about another queen, this time the Queen of Pentacle. So it all has to do, see, the Queen of Pentacles, she's the committed queen. She's the queen that knows she has enough to take care of herself, take care of the people around her. She feeds the others. She's that warm, motherly type. This is mother love. So for some of you that have old mother issues, because the feminine side is the one that gives unconditional love, support, nourishes, and all of that. And not everybody gets it from their mothers. You know, no family is perfect. And sometimes in life, we repeat that lack and we don't take care of ourselves. We let other people hurt us or whatever, how it comes out in our life. But this is the aspect that your soul is talking to you about, and that you are healing, that maybe you've been healing for a very long time. It's your value. Queen of Pentacles, she's the one that gives value to herself and to what is around her. Under here, the Two of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups, I have the Nine of Swords. So this is very Libra. There's a bit of overthinking here. This is, how am I going to do this? How is this going to be applying? There's a bit of head activity happening here, even though these are things that should happen in the knowledge of the body, not in the rational way, but we feel the change and our head is a bit panicking here. So this is why the Nine of Swords is there, but it's part of the transition, and any transition brings that kind of overthinking, and I want to make sure that this is balanced. Libra. Then we arrived here and 4 cards came out. So first of all, Ace of Sword, Page of Sword. So there's that grasp of understanding, grasp of consciousness. Not only do we get the Ace of Sword, and that's under our Queen of Cups here, where I said this is integration of the process. We understand it clearly and we grab it and we start walking with it. And with that came 3 major arcanas. Temperance. And this is the brewing of these experiences from the past. It's maturing our waters. It's preparing us for what will come later. All of this is part of life and the experience of life, and brought by the divine for you to experience it and now to transform it. the Star, and the Chariot. Now this is very spiritual growth, a lot of healing. What was in your dark horse there, in your unconscious, maybe all of your wounds, by healing them, by letting go of your old story and filling it with this new self-love and moving forward slowly, that dark horse is now aligned with the white one. So we see a movement from A to B, from the situation of before to a new situation. That's why it's often spiritual growth, but it can be growth on every level of our lives. He's got a crown with a star, and it's the same star as the Star card. And this is when, once we have understood the whole process that has happened and we've made the switch, we arrive at that moment where we're aligned with the universe. We understand the whole process of it, and there's this peace and serenity that comes to us by being aligned, by understanding the whole process of it. So it's like a huge spiritual leap that's going to happen at the end of the month for you, Libras. Here under our High Priestess, and that through her conduct, healing our old wounds, I have an Ace of Wands. Now, Ace of Wands with the 9 of Wands, that kind of completes the cycle of the 10 of Wands, where we're going to drop. It's that new spark of passion of, oh my God, this is my new drive. This is the new motor, a new flame inside of us that gives us the energy to do that process. That process, and here, that new spark, 3 cards came out. Knight of Wands, King of Wands, and the 6 of Swords. So you see under our worrying here, that new spark, that new fire from the divine, that kind of inflamed you, that will of life, that there's more out there than the story that I lived before. You're not only grabbing it with this kind of passion of, yes, I'm doing this. You're also mastering it. And this is your process to go to calmer mental water by grabbing this new passion here. Because this was not so calm. So it's going to bring you this kind of peace and serenity with that new kind of willpower to let go of the past and embrace the new. It takes willpower to do that. For some of you, it's a new passion that you decide to go through and take and bring with you and do it, you know. Apply it as it fits for you, but it's a flame. Sometimes when we see Ace of Wands, Prince of Wands, King of Wands like this is sometimes even an idea for some of you. Like if we're reading on a very ground level daily life, it can be like a new passion in the sense of like I remember when I heard about earth ships the first time, that kind of building. It got me so excited. I went and I started, you know, looking up solar panels and being completely independent of the grid and all of that, you know, back in the 80s. It kind of propulsed me completely, and it was like a solution for me. So this is a bit what is happening, but this is like on a ground level, on an emotional level. That would be like that new spark of self-appreciation, of knowing our value, the value of us and our values, and having that motor drive us to do that process, That's on a emotional level. On a mental level, we can see a bit the same thing, where it would affect our way of thinking, that hurt us in the past, that was kind of directing the moves we were making, the people we were attracting, and all of that. See, same process. And on a soul level, same thing, a healing of the soul. And then the last card is the Six of Pentacles, and that is the balance of equal give and take. When we understand our value, and we shall give the overflow, but take care of ourselves first, because we have value for ourselves first, and we give the overflow. And we are now willing to receive also, to receive from the universe, to accept the gifts that are there for us. It's, the card after the Five of Pentacles, where we sacrifice ourselves. No, this is balanced. So, bottom of the deck, I have the Wheel of Fortune. So yes, it is something that you're understanding, and that is going to change the conditions of your life. That's for sure. So let's clarify this. I call upon the divine. I call upon the light. I call upon the Holy Spirit. Libras, for the month of February. Libras, for the month of February. Okay, now, Spirit, the Four of Swords and the Nine of Wands. Four of Swords and the Nine of Wands. Three of Wands. That action per se is changing your perspective of what is going to come towards you, therefore changing what is going to come towards you. So before healing it, in your Nine of Wands, what was you were expecting to come towards you was just another battle. If we expect battles, if we expect combat, I'm gonna have to fight the darkness. I'm gonna have to fight abusers and vampires and things like that. Of course they're going to be coming towards you. That's what you expect from all the times you had to fight that in the past. Injustice, all of that. So it's by healing this, what you will expect and what will vibrate, because you will be at a different vibration. What will come towards you will not be combating. It's going to be receiving, vibrating somewhere else than in the fight, conflict thing. Needs two to dance. When you're not part of that dance, you're flying higher than the dance itself. Show me the Two of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and the Prince of Pentacles. Page of Wands. All of this, see, there's your Ace of Wands. The Page of Wands is when we grab this Ace of Wands and we start walking with it, with that new enthusiasm. And it is that new enthusiasm that is making you do that transferring that I was explaining there, about that empty space that is left when we let go of our old story. And for some of you it could even be a change of status, when we change job, we've fought so much and all of that, then who am I if I am not that? Going into retirement sometimes will leave that kind of thing. Who am I if I am not, an engineer or whatever your career is? Who am I then? Then there's this redefinition of our value and our personal value and what we value outside of us also that needs to happen. So it can be on very different levels there. Show me the Queen of Cups for Libra. For some of you, it's going to be healing from a battle. It could even be like a battle against physically a sickness. And there's the healing here that is going to pass through the harmonization of the heart. That can be something like that. Hope coming in, you know. Queen of Cups. Show me the Queen of Cups. Page of Pentacle. So there is, see, with our Two of Pentacle, there's probably an Ace of Pentacle coming in somewhere there with our Ace of Cup. Because the way we used to see, touch, feel life here with our Two Pentacles, there's that new one that Jupiter maybe gave to you in December when it got into Capricorn. Saturn got into Capricorn and Jupiter also. And this is like the process of it. And now that new way, you're going to walk with that new way. See, 2 pages. New passion, new willpower, and new thing to seed. A new seed of reality, of potential there. Show me the High Priestess and the Queen of Pentacles here. Yes, well, it is new, isn't it? Here we have the Fool, and we have the Queen of Wands. So Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. That Queen of Wands is, see, this is going to be the desire of your soul to move from that. This is like your soul calling inside of you. I've had enough of those 9 wounds. It is done. I want another level. She is the one that attracts fire, that attracts passion, that attracts what she desires. It's manifestation also. But the ones is also the soul itself, the fire, the spark within ourselves. And this is not only the divine, adding a new higher vibration on there, but it is your inner feminine here through the High Priestess that is kind of saying, yes, now I have the will and I will make the space for it. I will allow it. I will attract it. And there's a leap of faith with that. And the leap of faith of the Fool is when we focus on our aspirations. So this is not focusing on our pains in the past and healing them, not just that, but looking forward with that. I am looking at my aspirations. I am looking at what is possible for me. The sun, it's that new enthusiasm for life and for like seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay? 9 of Swords. Oh, well, yeah. Okay. 9, 10. Transformation. Death. You are transforming, letting go of the past story, the past you, letting it die to purify into the new. And that's why there's so many major arcanas here. You're finishing that cycle here. Probably a cycle of wands, a cycle of swords here. 9, 10 of swords with death. This is like, oh my God, no, I am letting go of that because I know the price I am paying for holding on to this as a reality and as a way to perceive life and what it has brought to me. I am getting out of that. So that's why the Ace of Swords is there. After 10, there's that new consciousness that comes in. And what did you understand? What is that Ace of Swords? Or you will during the month of February. Yeah, okay. So here's our Knight of Wands, and here's the 9 of Pentacles. And that is like the mini Empress in a sense. But that is one that knows her value, that is strong. Strong financially, strong in knowing what she has built, in her value, and what she, how she sees the world also. 9 of Pentacles. That is what you understood. And you understood that that new passion that came into you, that new drive to achieve that, to be inspired, that new inspiration. You're grabbing it and you're going for it because you understand it. Show me the Star and the Chariot. And that was all temperance. This was all a process, you know, the alchemy of life through what we experience. High Priestess, you know that when I say this, at that point, maybe listen to it again at the end of the month. And when you will hear that, your High Priestess inside of you will say, I know. It's obvious. Show me the Star and the Chariot. Tower. Yes. Because the way, by holding on to this, what you've tried to build, you know, the decisions you made from your perceptions. We make decisions from our perceptions. If something is offered to us and we perceive it as another challenge, another battle, because that's our reality, we will not receive it the same way as somebody that healed that will see a potential. Be smart about it. Doesn't mean we have to be a fool. You can be the Queen of Swords. You are the Queen of Swords, the one that transformed her past pains into wisdom, and with that sword of truth is protecting her heart. It is within you. So we'll perceive that thing in a completely different manner. We'll transform it if it has to be transformed, or take it as is, but we'll see it with eyes of possibilities instead of eyes of a challenge. It's completely different. And so what you have built until now that brought you to this, to be transformed, that has to come down. And when we hit the Tower, the way we think changes. That's why the crown is kind of being kicked off here. A crown is the mastery of our mind, and the divine is kicking it down because what we have mastered in our way of thinking, that we went until that now, that has to fall down. And we have to start again from a new understanding, a new way of thinking. And that's why they won't hurt themselves, the Queen and the King there. They'll be fine, but they will just rebuild in a new manner. Okay, show me that wand. Show me that Ace of Wands. Destroying the old. This can be an awakening also, you know. With the Ace of Sword, the Star, and the Tower, this is like an awakening. One heck of a ha-ha moment. And after that, you kind of feel that kind of locking where things make so much sense now. And you're moving forward. Ace of Wands. Show me the Ace of Wands. King of Pentacles. So, and a Four of Wands. Okay. This is almost like accepting your incarnation in a way. Let me explain. Four of Wands is the house. The house is our body. It's our circumstances. To come here and rejoice. King of Pentacles is engagement, is commitment, is mastering the 3D world, our matrix. The Wands is a soul, is a fire. You see the spark coming into the 3D world, mastering the 3D world. We had the Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. And this is almost like, oh my God, okay, I see now. And I want to play in that game. I want to learn to thrive in that game, in that matrix, in that projection. I am mastering this King of Pentacles. I understand how to master that reality, how to affect my consciousness into the world of the Pentacle, that 3D reality of ours. And you're gonna go for it. Show me here, because there's the Knight of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Six of Swords. So, Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Swords. And this is almost like, if ever you felt like the world around you was screwing you more than anything else, removing your power, removing the ability to actually win in life, that kind of endless, because he steals in the night the swords of the enemy. The next day, there's like nothing to fight with. Wheel of Fortunes, it turns when we understand something. Then it changes the condition instead of repeating the same thing until we understand. You understand the lesson, I'm bringing you to a higher level. And this is almost like, I know now that I have power on what is happening out there. I can even strategize more than having the events overpower me or other people overpower me. I can strategize and be smart about it. And I am grabbing this, and this is like wanting to take control on the 3D world. That kind of understanding. Wait a second. Okay, I'm sorry for that. I don't know how to cut this part out and continue with the reading, and you wouldn't have noticed. But Post Canada just dropped by. All right. Okay. Then we have the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles, it's that moment where we understand that the energies we will give, we will receive. It's the balancing of the pentacle. We are not left out in the cold anymore. We are not abandoned. We're not suffering of lack. We are balanced. We are in a fulfilled place. We can start receiving. We are mastering the 3D world. So, talk to me, Spirit, about the Six of Pentacles. Oh, why? Because you put the bomb and filled in that empty space from removing your old story with a nice Ace of Cups. And here's our Four of Wands. Here's our body, our capacity to, we take that wand and we rejoice with it. We elevate it and we rejoice with it. And we sure won't go back where we were before, no matter what. I take that wand and I am willing to defend it. This is a sureness. I'm sure of my thing. This is it. And I'm not going back. I'm not going back there. That's going to be your feeling at the end of the month. I know what I want, and I'm not backing down. I understand. You're going to understand the process of manifestation. You're going to understand how to truly engage yourself in joy, in abundance, engaging what, signing a contract of abundance instead of a contract of suffering and challenges and having to fight all sorts of things, and it's a never-ending battle. These are two vibrations, and when we engage ourselves in one vibration, the universe will give us what we engage ourselves in. And there's your transformation here. Oh my God, this is crumbling. I'm getting that lightning, and my old way of thinking is just, off and gone, transformed. I'm getting the new one. I know this is where I'm running towards this with my new will. I'm running towards being strong, solid, financially on every level. And there you go. Watch the candle. Okay. So, this is amazing. Mastering the 3D. I'm going to call it like that. Or mastering the Matrix. Because the Matrix, since the movie, there's like another definition of the word. But the Matrix means the womb. It gives the shape of things. And the power we have on the shape of things is equal to our level of consciousness on it. So this is grasping a new level of consciousness and the fire to have the engagement on another level on your matrix. So mastering your matrix, the shape of your reality. All right? So, okay, now for love. And when I say love and I ask the divine for love, they don't always speak of romantic love, even if it is Valentine's Day and all of that. They have different meanings. See, this is love also here. So what I got for you. The first card I got is the mice. And the mice is that little energy that chews up, It can be worry, it can be losses, it can be that kind of disappointing energy. that sucks our blood life. So when it comes to love, it's that it's something that is not uplifting us, but slowly bringing us down. After that, I have the ring. So we are talking about a contract, an engagement that gives you that feeling. This will not talk to everybody. Some of you are physically engaged with somebody that the dynamic is this. Everybody's like picking at one another and making yourself lose. For others of you, it's more your contract, your pattern, your circle with life itself that is giving you that. And in that case, we kind of go back to the reading was about. And the third card is the mountain. And there is one heck of a thing to climb. The mountain, the mouse, and the ring is this kind of contract or engagement towards something that is extremely hard to overcome and that eats us up energetically. The bottom of the deck, if I can go under my cat, I had the cross here. We're talking about something we bear on our shoulders and that we carry through our faith. And so this is a very heavy thing of life. And I think this is a bit the process. So I'm going to clarify here with the cross, with your faith. I think it's going to give this kind of, or maybe I should take the Lenormand again, just to give me the outcome. I'm going to pull out the faith and see, I have the heart here, love. And I think this is it. It was your perception and what you've accepted and kind of signed. You know those karmic contracts that we sign when we come? That life and love was a hard thing that ate you up slowly. But that you kept pulling through with your faith and all of that. I think it's the break of that contract. Like in that case, the coffin would be great. Or just going back to a more innocent child. That's a new beginning thing. Here's the love of the bouquet and the garden. Well, that's beautiful. There you go. See, this is love, the bouquet. It's when life is offering us something beautiful, adorable. It can be romantic. The garden, this is where we meet with people, where we gather, where we celebrate. And there's that new energy that is coming. And see, with the child that is offering the bouquet, it's a new beginning. And here we have the stars, which is hope and faith and beauty. So all of this is completely like different. Completely different. The interactions are filled with hope, filled with love in a romantic level, and a new beginning. After surmounting through faith, here the cross we bared, there's that change here happening. And I think it goes with what what you're going to go through in February. Because of your transformation, what you are going to live romantically will be completely different after that. And in that sense, it's one heck of a beautiful Valentine's Day present that you're going to give yourself, because you're going to give yourself this new engagement opportunity, opening up to receiving something innocent, pure, and loving in your connections, in the people you gather with, in the reunions that you have. So love on every level. So Libras, on this, I'm gonna send you all my love and light for the month of February. Thank you for watching, liking, commenting. I read all the comments, and sharing the video so that the channel can grow. Subscribing also if you haven't. Thank you for the ones of you that gave donations. It helps more than you think. And every month I do a celebration on the new moon and full moon to give you back. Also for private readings, description is below here, the address to write to me. And on that, love and life and light. Many blessings for the month of February. See you next month. Bye bye.